What's up, team? Yep, I know I got a lot of emails from all of you saying how much you missed the staff video updates. And so here I am. It's 2 days into 2024, and I wouldn't keep you waiting any longer. Whether you were ready to get back to work or maybe you were feeling a little reluctant, I'm excited that we get to step into our mission together. And we do have a lot to celebrate. Over 16,000 people experienced Christmas with us. Incredible. We had over 220 hands indicating some degree of a decision for Christ. I don't want to overemphasize the hands like, oh, yes. I don't want to underemphasize them either. They definitely are symbolic of God being at work. And I mean, overall this year, we got a lot to celebrate. Our attendance is up over 17% overall, excluding the holidays, but week in and week out, physical and digital, we're up 17%. We're up over 25% through the year in physical attendance. And so that's some incredible growth and a lot to celebrate. We had over 1,105 new families join us this past year, 8 of them at Christmas, filled out I Am New cards. So that's incredible. 46 new families showed up that weekend. And so God continues to bring people to our church. And I think we're going to see that again a bit in January as we kick off this new series of Power to Change. And so whether you are a New Year's resolution person or not, we're all going to change this year. That's right. You are going to change, whether you intend to or not, whether you plan to or not. Change is something that happens to our life. And so the goal is for the next few weeks to be clear and be intentional about the areas where God may be inviting us to change. And yes, you're not doing that on your own. It's God's Spirit in us and through us. But what our job is to pay attention to and to faithfully step into or yield to where God is inviting us to trust Him. And so if you haven't taken time to prayerfully sit down and go, God, where are you inviting me to change this year? I think it's important that we as staff members, Dream Team members, go first. And so I would encourage you to be inviting your team to lean in, to share with you their word for the year, or where do they sense God is inviting them to change. And if they're not sure yet, that's what 21 days of prayer and fasting is all about. And so we can use some of this, what I would call natural momentum, to connect with our team, to help the people around us connect with God. But it's important that we show up in this space sharing what we're doing. So one of the areas that I am stepping into this year is I notice, especially in the fall, my spiritual rhythms became less consistent. And so I'm going to read through the Bible in a year, picking up that rhythm again. And my wife and daughter are doing the Bible recap. I have not done that yet. So I will be listening to that to help me read through the Bible this year. That's a big goal. Also for prayer and fasting, I don't eat any food. I will have a meal with my family in the evening, and I just use that time to, yes, it is difficult, but that reminds me to not just live on bread alone and not just medicate or, pursue things that, it's amazing to me how I can start to rely on some of that stuff to make me feel better about the day. And so that is an important part of the month of January for me, 21 days of prayer. And then I'm going to be listening to where it is that God wants me to grow, where He wants our church to grow next, both physically and spiritually. And so I would encourage you to do the same. And so that starts this coming weekend as we welcome guests back. And so take some time to talk about that if you want as a team. And I can't wait to see where God takes us next as a church. Thanks for being on the adventure with us. And I'm praying for you and I'm cheering for you as we step into the new year, the new season, and the opportunities we have in front of us to help introduce people to Jesus and help every person take their next step on their life-changing adventure with Him. So that means you too. So giddy up. Let's go.